Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I am here. Uh, is it just me or don't laugh? I think the camera's turned. I have little girls. Is that better? That looks a little less foggy. Who knew, right? That's like high-tech cleaning job. Hello. So I am here, Annalisa. We are doing live readings this evening. And as always, I am not a doctor, lawyer, financial advisor, or who did I forget? Therapist. So if you need those, please seek those. Also, what was I going to say? Someone commented about, they said they felt bad. Much Dog said it, or King Dog said he felt bad about that my predictions about my political stuff wasn't so right on. But you know, hit or miss, whatever. I still feel like there might be something with the B squared in the, I said that at the thing that there was B squared. Also, I couldn't find the video I did where I mentioned a whole bunch of November dates that were going to be big for Trump. And I do think some of them have come along, but I couldn't find it to validate for myself. So if any of you know which one that is, let me know. Or if you remember any of the dates. Anyway, so let's get started tonight. I hope all are well. I'm a couple minutes late because I have a 2-year-old who is not being bedtime cooperative. And I can hear her now fussing. And okay. Hello, Rochelle. What's your biggest accomplishment in 2020? The very first thing I heard was yourself. So I think it's really going to be about your own personal growth. So as much as you want to hear the career, the big bang boom, but I really think your hugest accomplishment in 2020 is going to be your own self-growth, your own self-actualization, and realizing your own inner power. I think you're going to see some huge leaps and bounds with that one. Hello, everybody. Taddy says, may I have a general love reading? Is this terrible? I literally heard, generally speaking, you're in the dumps. I don't know why I'm getting like this like goofy, but I don't know if you can validate that, but don't take that personally. They said you're not putting yourself out there enough. And even when you are, you're still very closed off. So it says while you're working on setting boundaries, you should be doing more to like opening yourself up to others as well. Does that make any sense to you? Breezy, you said, is anyone trying to contact you today? I heard not today. Not today. I'm not getting anything, but I'm getting something weird about a pretzel. I don't know why. So forgive me. I know that like makes no sense. So hello, everybody. And I have some new subscribers, so welcome if you're here. And to my old friends, thank you for joining me. Rosewater is, what do you see coming towards me over the next 10 days? So I know that this is going to be metaphorical speaking, because I see like water bubbling up, like things bubbling up and bubbling up and bubbling up. So I feel like, you know, when you start to see that's like, okay, it's getting ready to boil and it's time to cook the things. I feel like this is speaking of work for you. So it's like everything is really starting to kind of come together in these next 10 days to where you're going to start cooking, so to speak, and putting everything together. Like this is the time now, these 10 days. And you know, when like you're balancing when you're cooking and it's like getting everything at the right timing to make sure that everything kind of comes up at the same time. I literally heard like cooking backwards, right? So it's like where you have to figure out backwards when to start everything else so that it all kind of comes together at the same time. And that's like sort of what's happening right now is everything's going to start coming together and you're going to start seeing some more of the fruits of your labor. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it's helpful. Thank you, Blue Storm. You're welcome, Rose. Water. I think there's another Rose on here too. Let's see. You guys all feel like you have nice energy tonight, like you're happy. There's not too many down in the dumps tonight, so that's good. Elizabeth Lynn, what does your boss think of you? Do you try to keep yourself busy in a way to like look busy all the time, or like so that so you don't have to interact so much? It's almost like that feeling of like, oh my God, if I have to talk, then maybe he's going to tell me something bad. So I'm just going to look busy all the time, because that's what I feel like he sees, you just being very busy all the time. It's not a bad thing. That's what he sees. Oh, I did forget to type the name. See? Woo. Okay. So let's see. I am up to it. I'm going to type the names quick, but it doesn't coincide with the first few ones. So bear with me. So Rochelle was up first. Then I did Taddy. And then it was Breezy. Hi, Corey. And then it was Rosewater, and Elizabeth Lynn. So now, okay. Let's see. Maybe that's a good sign if I'm getting through some of you a little quicker tonight. Yeah? We won't be here till midnight? Just kidding. I won't be here till midnight anyway. And Rochelle said, like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. Listen, you're getting free readings. So if I answer a question, just like it. It may not be what you like to hear, but like it's free. So that's your payment to me. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Yay? Is that a fair trade? I think that's not asking too much. You guys, I don't even know what I want to do with this channel. I just like being here. I enjoy sharing my gifts with you. This is my gift to the universe to share back what I have. And this is a good balanced way for me to do free readings. Okay, so Ojo Divina is Aditya Regret. So Ojo, I really don't think so. I feel like Aditya sort of has this mindset of like, everything happens for a reason, and what comes in and goes out, and some friendships were meant at a certain time versus another. So it's not like, yes, I'm glad to be rid of this person. And it's not like, oh, I wish I had it back. It was just like, that was just sort of the relationship or friendship ran its course. Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much. I had an interesting week. It was fine. Not bad, not good. Just it was fine. It was good. We'll call it that. Thank you, Rochelle. Savannah Rose, who's coming towards you in love? I do see somebody with brunette hair, taller, thinner, but I caution you when you ask for this, because you should not just be focusing on looking for that. There are reasons that we date the people that we date, and the ones that don't work out, we learn just as much from those relationships as we do from the ones full of love and everything else. And we grow sometimes more from the ones that don't work out. So, and And I actually feel like this person you'll meet in the next couple of weeks. But the way I'm seeing it feels like very like commercially, superficially, with like the little roses and hearts around it and things like that. It doesn't feel like the one. This is just what's coming up in the near future. Um like when you think of, I'm going to say this and I can hear somebody going, "Oh yeah, sure you don't." I really don't watch those like where they give the roses. I guess it's the Bachelor or Bachelorette shows. I've watched a few episodes here and there, and it's just really superficial, and I'm sure someone's going to argue with me about how the end is not, but it just seems like very surface, and that's sort of what this relationship will feel like, is sort of a little surface. Um I feel like it's a ways out before you meet the one for marriage. Did I write your name? Let me see. I did. Okay, you did say that. Okay. All right. Thank you for whenever you guys give me. Oh, I know I got 500 plus subscribers. Thanks, Rosewater. Thank you for whenever you guys give me validation that I'm sort of on target. If you talk to me, gives you more work. Okay. So yeah, so you always look busy. Okay. So then that's fine. He has no negativity towards you. You need to stop worrying about that. You're going to end up pulling stuff into you that you don't need to. Thanks, Nancy. Okay. So Savannah, okay. Um, I'm guessing if some of you guys come back, then I have to be getting hits and stuff, right? Okay. Shannon Lane, does anybody have a message for you? I need to remember the time. Sorry, are you big on like lists and writing things down? So this is not a spirit. This is going to be more from your guides. But I literally saw them. I was like, well, if no one's here, because no one's here, I see someone standing behind me, but this isn't like a family member thing. And they're like, can I get a list? I was like, can I get just like a general reading then for her? Like, and I see them turn and like grab a list of like a notepad and like writing and highlighting and stuff. Are you very organized that way? Like, are you? I just curious if this sort of makes sense when I see this. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. So they're not like, it's like nothing. I feel like you're like really in a good space right now. Like you're actually feeling very comfortable in life. I think you like to be a part of this just for the connection to spirit and sort of like, like some people like to go to church for that energy around them. So it's like sort of that, like enjoying sitting in the energy. And I welcome you for that. Thank you so much. But it's like, they're like, she's really okay. Like, it's like, maybe if anything, just break out of that structure a little bit and try and be a little bit more carefree, or not have to have it be so like organized that it's okay, it's not going to all fall apart. But I don't feel like this, you need to do this or you need to do that. It feels like you're really doing okay, and sometimes that's the best thing to get. I hope that's helpful. um, Hi, B. What would Jeff want you to tell you if you can? I literally heard just that I'm all right. And then a huge smile. Did he have a really big, great smile? Just feels really like, and his laughter, like it just feels really warm. And he said to breathe and relax. Does that make sense? B, does that make sense for him? I just heard take your time. I don't know if you're. Did he have something with his head, or do you have something with your head? Because I'm feeling just a headache. He is very thin. Yeah, but he has this like these teeth that just like these big smile. Nothing wrong with thin lips. Everybody's got their own lips. Does a headache make sense for you or him? You get headaches often. Okay. Okay. You're not late, Urban Lady. You're right on time. Okay. Okay, Breezy, I'm gonna wait for you for a second question because I've already kind of I know you're putting them in there, but I want to get to some other people first, and then we'll do then bug me at the end, and I'll do a second round for spirit guide one. Okay. I know because the other one was like no, but oh screw it, I'll just do it. See. All right. Sorry, someone's got a headache here. It's not me. So what your guys are saying right now is just sort of like you're very savvy and you're very not like MacGyver-y, but like you always figure a way to get things done. So it's almost that feeling of like just you're gonna find a way to get it all done. Don't worry. I don't feel so much even worrying about it. I actually feel like they're just talking about you being really savvy, but I also see you being really happy. I just keep hearing you have to be savvy to get it done. You have to be savvy to get it done. Does that make sense? I don't know what's going on with you right now, but they just keep saying you have to be savvy to get it done. I'm trying to stay in the line with everybody else, and like I'm reading other questions and I'm getting other answers. So I feel like so Breezy, does that make sense? I'm going to have to move on. I can't wait too long for everybody just so we can get through these. Because I'm still back up at like 8:36 right now, trying to move through. Miss Yana Life. Could you please give me a name for who he is? That would be helpful. I have no voice. I have no face to focus in on, to read into the energy. I don't have your voice. I barely have a name for any of you. So, I mean, this is obviously not your name. So I need something. I need a name for this person. They're not going to figure out who you are. Cham. I heard he feels all right about you, but I don't feel a love connection or a love match. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't like you as a person. I just feel like that's not the direction I'm looking in when I'm looking at love. So I'm not sure why, but that's what they're telling me. That was for Miss Yana. No, Sherry, I did not miss you. Yes, King, I can see you. I'm up at the 8:36 still. There's about 20 people and comments posted for that 1 minute mark. So it's going to take me a minute. Okay. Sherry, you're always worried I'm missing you. I'm not missing you. All right, Rose, I'm up to you. And then Sherry's up. Okay. And this is just Rose, not Rose Water. Any messages you need to hear? I feel like focus on self-care this week and making sure that you're getting like everything that your body needs. I feel like I need to eat healthier this week, make sure I'm getting the vitamins and minerals and things that my body needs because I've been really neglecting that. I keep seeing soup specifically like that. I don't know if it's like bone broth or what, but just eating like warm foods because I don't know if it's like a cold coming on, but just kind of feeding that. Self-care is your focus this week. All right. I'm going to put no questions because I'm going so far over. I will answer everybody that's here, but no new ones now for now at this point. So Sherry, you're up. Messages from your spirit guides. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to wait around so much. I'm trying to kind of move this along a little quicker. Rose, did that make any sense for you? If you guys can hang out and wait so that I can get some feedback, that's always awesome. King, I'm going to answer those questions. I'm glad you said that because I knew I wanted to say something in response to what you wrote, and I couldn't remember what I wanted to say. So you helped jog my memory. Oh, everyone in the house just had a cold. So I also feel like nurturing yourself is really important, and getting kind of back on track for you. So self-care. Okay. Sherry, you said general reading, right? Right. I got to scroll all the way back up. Okay. Yeah. All right, Sherry. Like and subscribe, please. And hit the bell so you know when I go live. This Friday, I'm going to do another one of those talks. If there's a better time, let me know. But that's kind of the time that works for me. But I'm going to do another one of those chats on Friday. Okay, so Sherry's message from your spirit guides. Yours is also about self-care because I keep seeing like asparagus, and then I heard green leafy vegetables. This will help you with so many things. Like you need to be eating your green leafies, your dark green leafies. So it feels like potentially, or do you know if you have a low iron count? Because that's like sort of one of the ways to get your iron and potassium. And I also see vitamin K, and then getting out and getting fresh air and getting out and walking. So I don't know if you've been contemplating exercising or sort of like hemming and hawing and doing research to figure out how to take care of yourself, but they're just sort of like move in that direction and it'll all start to sort of unfold. And even if you like pick something healthier and realize that it doesn't work for you, it's okay. It's just try and do something and get out there and take care of yourself. Does that make any sense? I don't know why they're showing me all these greens. I think I'm up to 837 now. No, I'm not. Holy cow. See, so many questions in 836. Alan R. Hello, hello. Career and work. Alan R. So they said, are you really working up to your potential? So what that makes me feel like is that in my head, I'm ruminating and going, I deserve this. I deserve that. I should be doing better. People should be recognizing me. I should be getting more recognition for what I do, blah, blah, blah. But really it's like, but are you really doing all of that stuff that you think you're doing, or could you be doing more? Because I have the feeling that you really could be doing more. And when you move it, and it's not like a ton, it's just this like little bit of something that sort of like fits you into that notch, and then you take off running. And it doesn't feel like I'm doing, it just feels like growth and movement. Does that make sense? So by the way, I think it's Saturn is in retrograde or something's going on right now, planetary wise. One of you astrology, if you're listening and you're into astrology, there's something going on, and it's sort of like that this is the time to like get real, and like old habits sort of like have to be kicked out, and like you don't have a choice right now. So there's going to be a lot of shifting for a lot of people. In fact, I did a couple private readings this week, and there was a lot of shifting for people, and I noticed that it's like sort of like you have to start moving in that direction. No, we're actually in the middle of a retrograde right now. It's Mercury retrograde right now, but there's something else like with Saturn stationary or whatever, and Uranus and whatever. So, but we are in the middle of a Mercury retrograde and right now. It started on Halloween. They do happen all the time. All right, Ellen. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you don't answer, I can't give you any more feedback, so I have to move on. Okay. Stacey Rain. They literally said, you're doing good. Quit talking yourself out of things. Are you talking yourself out of a lot of things lately? Like, it might not work out, or I could, just sort of being like the little Debbie Downer on yourself. You need to stop that. Quit talking yourself out of it. Sorry about that. So, Alan, it's like you just need to do this one thing to move, and then it shoots you in the right direction. So I don't know what it is, but you're not doing as much as you could be doing, is what I feel like. So there's something that you need to do to put yourself into that. So maybe it's putting yourself into getting a certification of some sort or something like that. So it's not so much about the retrograde, but there is something to the planetary stuff, King. I don't know what it is, but there is something to it, because I can tell you when I do a reading along with an astrologer, we read for the same person. I'll do the reading first, and then they'll say, yeah, that's in the chart, and here I'll show you where. And they, I don't know, whatever, they do their translation of the chart. So Mystic Dreamer, I'm not taking any new questions tonight. I'm just trying to catch up on all the other ones. Everybody got in pretty early tonight. I saw your feedback. Alan, as you said, you don't feel like you can grow. I feel like, so you said in your current job, do they feel like you can live up to your potential? Yes, but it's gonna, like, what'll happen is, like, it doesn't feel like you'll stay in the exact same position. It feels like a movement, like almost a little bit lateral and then moving on. So it was like literally what they showed me was like a little piece fitting in here, like just a small amount of work that I have to do, and then all of a sudden I take off. So I don't know what that means, but that's what I see, is like doing this small amount. So it could be a certification, it could be taking on an extra project. I don't exactly know, but then it's like taking off. Taddy Bonds, a real quick general reading for you. I get try to see the gifts and the things that you have, because I feel like I tend to see, like, I tend to be a little bit of a, like, woe is me, a little bit of an Eeyore at times, sort of like feeling sorry for myself that it's not all the way I want it to be, or why does that person have that and this. Try to really focus on the things that are good in your life. Every morning when you wake up, find 3 things to be thankful for. Every time you go to bed at night, find 3 things to be thankful for. Start your day and end your day the same way. It doesn't have to be anything big. It literally can be, if you're having a hard day, I can wiggle my toes. I'm so grateful I can wiggle my toes. There are people out there who cannot do that and wish they could do anything just to feel their limbs or something like that. So it's like, you have a lot to be thankful for. It's just sort of having to shift your perspective, because I feel like I'm a little bit down in that energy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm going to leave you with that. Sandy Woolard, how does your 2020 go? I feel like it starts with a little hiccup, and then it feels really kind of slow moving. So they're showing me like a little hiccup at the beginning, like end of January into February, and then like slow going, and then smooth sailing. So it's like it's a little slow and not exactly the way you want it to begin, but then it's fine at the end, towards the end. That's just generally speaking. So maybe something like breaks or you need a repair is like, that's what the hiccup feels like. And just feeling like it's kind of like tracking along. But generally speaking, okay. It doesn't feel like, a huge travesty or anything else. Are you big into politics? Because I feel like there's something really big around getting out there and voting, and like that feels really big to me for you. Sorry. I'm trying to give you guys time to respond, but I really am trying to get through these because you all piled on pretty early, pretty quick. So, hi, Rathka. Shannon, I think I gave you a reading, right? Well, Ken. feel like 2 years is when it's sort of. But I also keep getting pulled towards either surrogacy or IVF or something like that. Like it doesn't feel like it feels like that's why there's this delay. Like there's some reason for that. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, if you can validate that at all. Yes, it makes sense. Okay. So that's what it feels like, 2 years, and then but that needing the like a little intervention. G, what am I getting on career? Can I get a first name for you at least? I do feel like you'll end up going back to school, but I don't know that it'll be like a whole new degree per se, as maybe as more as like more of training or something again more non-traditional. Because it doesn't feel like starting all the way over again. Like I don't feel like I'm going all the way back. Don't worry about the name part. Ignore that. That's just what I feel like. Back to school, Giselle. It feels like going back to school, but like non-traditionally, or doing something like, I don't know if that makes any sense. You're welcome, Ken. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I think that's Eryan. Is that how you say that name? Your phone died. Well, welcome back, Savannah Rose. Oh, Ariane, I'm not taking any new questions tonight because, and I'm sorry to do this to you as a new subscriber, but I start at 8:30, 8:35, but I go and I watch my timer and I go for, close to 25 minutes or so, give or take. And then I stop taking new questions because otherwise I will be here all night long. I'm still catching up. I think I'm not even on 8:40 yet for the time. That's not even 5 minutes of me being live. Thank you for understanding. Okay. Sandra L., what lesson does John need to learn from you? I heard patience. That is like his biggest one. And if he doesn't get it from you, he's going to get it in I feel like he has to get it in every direction, but definitely patience. I also feel like you balance him in a way. And it's also learning to depend on another person. I feel like he's always not, he needs to learn to be able to be okay with being vulnerable and depending on somebody else. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I get. Blue Storm, thank you for saying you hope I'm well. I tell you about the letter you received from the state this past week. Any advice about it? Earlier said I'd move out of town in early 2020. Thanks so much. Does the moving have to do with the letter? I was just wondering what. I literally am hearing, I don't know what this letter is about, but I'm hearing clerical error. So I don't know if you call them, they find out that there's been some kind of error on their part. I do feel like you'll still be able to move. But does that make sense where there might be a clerical error? Thank you, Mystic Dreamer. Yeah, I literally heard clerical error. So I don't know if it's that, like, there is some part of it that's like makes sense, but then like they should have sent this and said that instead they sent that or something like that, but it's really like benign and not that big of a deal. Okay. Mallory, you said, when do I see you moving? I heard 9 months. I feel like it's going to take some time to like sort of get it all sorted out and settled and be like the right time to put the house on the market and stuff or leave, whatever it is. But it feels like 9 months. And I do feel it'll be a little bit smaller place for you. Highway 138. General reading. I heard you have a lot of work to do, and while you're well on the road, it's important to not lose sight of your goal. And I actually feel like this is more spiritual than anything. And not to lose focus. Do you have a headache, or are you working on opening up your crown chakra like this? Because this feels like, I don't know, but I have so much pressure in my head. Does this make sense? Oh, you figured it out, King. Good. I'll hurry. I'm getting to you. Yes, I'm going by the time. So whoever logs on first. Okay, so wait. King did bring up something. He made a comment on now I gotta find where you wrote this comment. King, can you retype it? So he made a comment about not being right, felt bad about me not being right about the political stuff, because I felt like it would be Beto and Booker, and obviously they're not doing so well, and Beto dropped out. So there's a caveat here where I feel like I did say that there's a B squared. So I don't know. I felt like there's going to be 2 B names in office. So maybe it's, like Biden, Buttigieg is B, Beto is B, Booker is B, right? So I felt like the Bs. Now I understand how everybody's polling. Bloomberg is now stepping in. I actually asked one of my friends to look at it and see what she thought. And because I was like, I feel kind of good, like he might actually, I don't know who's going to finally be there, but he might actually do kind of well. King said something about Clinton coming back in. I don't think Clinton's going to run. I actually think health-wise, she's not up for it. But to me, what I thought was fishy was, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, when Beto dropped out, it was a weird timing. Because he could have gone to that dinner in Iowa and at least got his voice out or whatever, and he didn't. And it was a really weird timing thing for me. And so I know he was having a hard time getting money, but I wonder if, because we all know the DNC kind of sets things up sometimes. We saw it in 2016. I wonder if somebody offered him like VP or some position in the cabinet or something. Just go ahead and drop out. Like, we want you to be a part of the staff or be part of something. So that's sort of what I thought. No, King, you're okay. That's sort of what I thought. I don't know if anybody has any commentary on that, but that's like, there's something there with that. It didn't feel like he's just done. Or maybe he takes like VP because he can help flip Texas. I don't know. I know a lot of people say, no, that's no way, but it just felt like a strange timing to me. I don't know that Biden's going to be the candidate. I hate to say it. I really don't know that it'll be Biden. I don't feel him as much. So we'll see. Okay. Highway 138, did I actually answer your question or did I just move on to Doug? Let me see. I know I wrote it. Oh, I did answer something. Can you give me feedback? Kirsty, I'm not taking any new questions tonight. I don't know where the minute mark was that I said it, but so if you can come back next week. No headache. So I think it's opening up your crown chakra and opening up, like, have you been working on opening up your intuition? You're welcome. Yes, I know Beto dropped out. That's what I just said, King. Do you listen to me? It's like talking to my kids. Yes, I know he dropped out. He didn't drop out November 1st. It was the 1st. Yes. Okay. So that's what they're telling me is like to keep moving forward and not to give up or think that it's not working or not happening. That was like sort of what they were talking about. Yeah, I know the date, but I said he dropped out. But that was the morning of this huge like Iowa dinner that was like really important that I think like said when Obama was running, that was like sort of his breakout moment. So my point being is it was a strange time because he dropped out. Like he had traveled to Iowa, people had traveled all over the country to go see him, and he just dropped out where he could have just gone to this dinner thing and kind of did his thing and then dropped out afterwards, but he didn't. So I thought the timing was curious. That's all. All right. Enough of that. Let's get back to you guys. All right. Yasmin, what does D think about me? Does he like you still? I'm not getting a strong connection. I'm getting like it's time to move on. Like another one comes. The bus comes every 5 minutes. The bus comes every 5 minutes. So like don't get so focused on it being somebody, a specific somebody or that person, because opportunities will always present themselves. Karema, I heard no for you and Julian. Sometimes just as soon as I see it, I read the question and they say no. So I wish I could say yes, of course, but I don't feel it. I don't feel it's short term. I just don't feel it's forever. Thank Blue Storm. Blue Storm and Rochelle are always in here tooting their, to like and subscribe and all of that. I appreciate it. Ken, how many times did you type if you'll have biological kids? Just once is enough. Don't type your questions a million times. Steph, I can read a pet. So I saw you wrote about your cat. Karema, what does your store manager think of you? I think I just typed your name, so I'll just do it again. Like you're a good worker, but you have a little bit of attitude. But I think because you are a hard worker and you like get things done when they need to get done, they sort of give you a pass on it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Huh? So come back next week. It's okay. You're never Lauren, I always tell people that like you get the reading exactly when you're supposed to have it. So if for whatever reason, come back next week. Nora, I didn't get to your question yet. Michael Jackson is not alive. He's not. Sorry. You're welcome, Yasmin. Karema, are you still here to answer that? All right, well, I'm moving on then. Okay. LG. I think that's where I'm at. Oh, wait, shoot. Sorry. I skipped some. LG, hang on. I'll do yours in just a minute. Sherry Kirk. What I keep hearing is that it's not that you weren't her favorite, it's that you reminded her too much of herself. Did she always say you were too sensitive? Because I literally heard, you're too sensitive. Like, she kind of has attitude. And why do I keep feeling like really dry lips? I don't know if any of this makes sense. I hope you're here, Sherry. I'm going to try and roll through these quickly because I'm already at 52 minutes and God only knows how many more questions I have to answer. So, but that's what I feel. You do have to stay and pay attention because if I do tap into somebody, I need you to kind of sort of give me some validation right away. Nora, what do I see about your health? Do you have something going on with your lungs? Because that's the first place they're bringing me to, is they're showing me actually a picture of lungs. I read for more than 14 people. If you can't, come on, just say you like it. It's free. Nora. I'm here, Nora. I'm answering your question. Okay. So King, I already talked about Bloomberg. I sort of AP. Since Nora's not here. Okay, you have shortness of breath. Okay. So it may be reactive airway. Um, but I don't know. They're bringing me to my lungs. I'm actually specifically being shown the lower lobes versus the upper lobes. So it might be something to, go ahead and go get checked out. Because that's what they're bringing me specifically to. That there's something else going on. And I can't diagnose, but that's what I was being brought to specifically. Glad you were here, King. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at. Okay. AP says, how is M feeling about me currently? Is M particularly cranky? I see something like this doesn't feel like a love match to me. This feels like a bickering old lady. Like a bickering old, like, I don't feel a very happy person on the other end of this. Does that make sense, AP? M's kind of I don't feel happy-go-lucky. Have a great night, King. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if it's unhappy or just an unhappy person who finds something wrong with everybody. Like a crabby old lady, even though it's a dude, it's a crabby old lady feeling to me, like that, everything, like kind of like bickering under my breath. That's just the feeling I get. But I don't think it's about you. I just think this is M's personality. See you next time. Hi. Okay, Nancy, I get it's going to be a couple years. And I feel like I don't know if there's substance abuse issues, but the way they're making me feel about your niece, it's the way somebody who has substance abuse issues, like they'll get their stuff together and get it figured out and then come back and say like, hey, I'm sorry, we could have done this better or whatever. But I feel like it's going to be a couple of years yet before the communication opens up. Oh. Libra girl, when you ask about what the cute guy thinks of you, I think the cute guy doesn't even notice you because it's not that like, oh, it's like sort of like, oh, I see her, but I don't give her much thought because you don't interact at all. you know, unless you like put yourself out there. Just saying. I also feel like he's sort of the personality that like likes to like, you know that saying, pardon my French, but don't shit where you eat. So it's that feeling of like he really does like to keep his work life like separate from his personal life. Um, so I think that's sort of like what he's doing. Going to pan out. I also have a serious fight with my family, and I don't know who's telling the truth. Then, like, we're in and of what you're doing right now by itself. It seems like there's a lot of triangulating and enmeshment in your family, and it's sort of if you can just take your time to step back from it a little bit, and I feel like it's not one or the other. It's sort of there's a mix of the two in there. But I feel like there's a triangulating where they pull you in to try and get you to take sides. There's a lot of that happens in your family. Have taking sides, taking sides. It happens in a lot of families, by the way. And they are literally saying to me, you do know what's true. It's almost like not wanting to admit it because it doesn't feel good. It's not an easy answer. Highway 138. I'm not getting any energy coming through right now for your sons, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. It just is not happening right now. I'm sorry. Okay, Steph, you have a cat. Immediately I was pulled to like kidney stones. Are you still here, Steph? LG, you didn't get skipped. Alex, Sarah, I'm not doing any new questions tonight. ST, you said you're still here. Okay. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. Alex, yes, it does show it in the comments. It's okay. I wrote it up at probably 8:57. Let me look. It says it though. You just have to scroll back. So that's my bad. I usually only do questions for about 25 minutes or so. So if you're past that time and you haven't gotten your question in, just come back next week. Steph, you're still here. So your cat, like I immediately got pulled to kidney stones. Is your cat peeing a lot or peeing everywhere? Sorry. Sorry, Alex. Just know I do come back. I do this every week, almost every single Sunday. If I don't do it on Sunday, I pick another day to do it. I'm always here. You can count on me. And I usually do answer questions for I'll take like the first 25 minutes and then I sort of say no more questions, no new questions. Cause as you can see, I'm now at past an hour and I'm still trying to catch up. I'm almost done. But hit the bell when you subscribe, hit the bell and, you'll get notified when I go on and do live stuff. Has always peed a lot, drinks a lot, but has always done that. I still think there might be a kidney issue thing. So that's sort of what I feel like. I keep getting pulled to the kidney. So either kidney stones or I don't know, but I keep getting pulled to the kidneys. Thank you, Mojo. So it might be worth taking your kitty to the vet and saying that pees a lot, drinks a lot, something else going on. I'm not pulling anything from the weight, but listen, if something is off kidney wise or any organ wise, that can cause a decreased weight and everything else. If you don't feel good, if your body's not processing, like not absorbing correctly, everything else, or not getting rid of everything, that can cause that. LG, I think that would be great to do a private reading, because that's sort of some of the stuff that comes up is a little too complicated to do like this. You're welcome, Steph. I hope that's helpful. It could be, like the thing is it can be, when it comes to the kidneys, it could be anything. It could, besides just stones, there can be hydronephrosis, there can be cysts. I mean, there are all kinds of things. So, but I keep getting pulled specifically there. Okay, I'm almost done here tonight, guys. Urban Lady for PhD, I absolutely think it's the right move for you. That was, I saw that before and I didn't answer it, but that was like what came up right away before too. So I think that's the right move for you. All right. All right. I'm at an hour and 8 minutes. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I appreciate everybody being here and showing support and love. I enjoy spending time with you guys. I'm going to do another spiritual chat on Friday because I really like doing those. I sort of like the informalness of it and not feeling like I have to scroll and all of that stuff. And sometimes stuff comes through psychically, but it isn't to answer psychic questions. Anyway, like and subscribe. If you enjoy being here, hit the bell so you can catch me live. I mostly do live stuff. I'm going to try and get up a meditation this week, another one. I wanted to try and do it last week, and my kids were home most of the week, so it didn't happen. I am Annalisa. This is My Spiritual Friend. You can check me out on Instagram at My Spiritual Friend. I do free, I'm not free. They're not free when they're private. Sorry. Private readings. You can reach out to me through my website at, my website's www.myspiritualfriend.com. And my email is annalisa@myspiritualfriend. I do paid half-hour and 1-hour sessions over Zoom. Y'all have a great week. I will see you Friday for the live session. I will try and go on early and set it up so you know when I go live so we can chat. Have a lovely week. Thank you again for all of your support and love.